This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Upgrade your business with Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet. Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning fewer carts going abandoned and more sales going cha-ching. So if you're into growing your business, get a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are. Visit shopify.com to upgrade your selling today.
Today on CityCast Denver, we've gotten a start on this new year and the predictions are rolling in. Think food trends, places to go, and new habits. We decided to jump on the bandwagon and place our bets on what's in and what's out for the Mile High City this year. Oh, and just a heads up, this episode contains some light cursing. Today is Wednesday, January 8th. I'm Bree Davies, and here's what Denver's talking about. Producer Olivia Jewel Love, hi.
Good morning, Bree.
Good morning. And producer Paul Caroli, hello.
Hey, welcome back, Bree.
Thanks. I'm a little rusty, but I think I can do this. I'm excited. We get to talk about, well, okay, I guess this is what we're talking about. Ins and outs. It's January. We're looking ahead at 2025 and what's in store for the Mile High City. And we're talking what's in, what's out in Denver this year. Where do we start with this? How should we do this? Because I have some ins and outs that correlate and some that don't.
I kind of feel like we should each take turns. Like each of us should just give our whole, because I got a notes app. Like this is the kind of show, I love this kind of show. I hope I'm not peeling the curtain back too far for listeners, but this is the kind of show I prepare for just on my notes app on my phone, and I'll brainstorm things and I'll think like, oh, late at night, oh yeah, this is a thing that's going to be in, or here's a prediction I have.
Well, I was like, Paul, why don't we start with you then?
Okay.
Why don't we start with you?
Oh, I had so much fun doing this.
Paul's ins and outs for 2025 in Denver.
Yeah, straight from the mouth of the arbiter of cool, me. All right. So I got some real ones and some like, I don't know. My first real one, and I just feel so confident about this because I got literally a press release this morning from Ziggy's Coffee, the chain out of Northern Colorado that's got a few spots here in Denver. They were announcing a new promotion, Dirty Sodas.
I saw these at Good Times too.
Good Times has one. They've had it for a few months. I haven't tried it yet. I talked to some people about this over break and they were like, Dutch Bros has this as well. So far it's these coffee shops. If you don't know what Dirty Sodas are, it's like a Mormon. You know how Mormons love sweets because they don't do alcohol and like some of the other fun stuff.
Mom Talk made this famous.
Yeah, okay. If you're on Mom Talk, you already know.
Say as a recovering alcoholic, like when I first quit drinking, all I did was eat candy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with the Mormons on this one.
I had one of these. It's a hallmark of this is a lot of times they add creamer to the drink and different like
Italian
flavored
soda?
syrups.
Yeah,
and
syrups like really coconut cream. You could do all kinds of combos.
I had one of these when I was in Kansas City.
Oh, cool.
I assume dirty meant coffee in your pop, but that's not. Okay.
No,
I don't know why it's called dirty.
I don't know either. We'll have to ask our colleagues at CityCast Salt Lake. But I think dirty sodas are in. I think this is the year of the dirty sodas. There are chains that do this. There's one that's particularly big and growing called Swig that's already got locations outside of Salt Lake City, and they're expanding in Austin. They're opening new ones in Arkansas, Idaho, Missouri. I think this year we could see a Swig in the Denver metro area because dirty sodas are in.
I kind of feel like this is something Starbucks was already doing too, just like we've all just turned into people that like candy drinks. And so this is just a new iteration on the candy drink. Also, I want to shout out Colfax and Cream, where Olivia and I were yesterday. They do this with energy drinks, but they add all kinds of crazy stuff to it. But not exactly a dirty soda, but I do like this turn towards different options of drinks. It's cool.
My next one, I think, people have heard me talk about this before. Coors is fashion now. More than ever before. I keep seeing people wearing the Coors logo on their clothes, on like those cool corduroy flat-brimmed hats. You got a Coors logo on there. I'm not saying I think it's cool. I'm saying it's happening regardless of whether or not we like it. Coors is fashion.
I have to say that I think that this has never not been true. honestly. I think about you look back at like pictures of, dads in the 80s in Denver, and they were wearing Coors stuff. So I think it's almost a classic Denver look, personally.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you go down to Abercrombie and Fitch these days, you can get yourself a T-shirt with the Coors logo, the Coors Cowboy.
Really?
Yep.
Abercrombie and Fitch is back?
I don't know about that. I'm not, I don't know. Out of my depth. Women's sports is in. Denver's getting a National Women's Soccer League team, a new franchise. We paid some record fee to have the expansion team here. And there's that new women's sports bar, the 99ers on Colfax. Sweating It Out is in. I've seen a few new saunas. This is another one that comes from like different strands of types of people. The like Wim Hof types that are looking for body optimization. And TikTok teens apparently are into this. I was talking to some people about this.
Really?
Everyone's sweating it out. I think this is going to be a big year, especially this winter, for saunas.
Wow. I felt kind of Wim Hof the other day because all my hot water ran out in the middle of my shower. And so it was just like a completely cold shower.
Did you do the
and
breathing?
What's Wim Hof?
He's this guy. How do you explain Wim Hof? I don't know.
Local journalist Scott Carney wrote a great book about him that kind of like popularized his ideology. But I think you'd call him a guru, like a health guru, kind of a new agey thing. But he's about optimizing your body and like pushing yourself to
you push yourself to extremes to like make better outcomes for your body. I don't know.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm Wim Hof in it right now in my cold shower. While I was like, but yeah, sweating it out.
My last one, I have to mention, this comes from longtime listener Eric H., who sent me a nice email about my recent turn towards loving football. As longtime listeners know, I am a new football fan, loving it, loving the Broncos playoff run. It's official. It's happening. So I can talk about it now. I think this is the year of, I want to know if you all have heard this term yet, Casa Bonito.
What does that mean? I haven't heard that.
Nick Bonito is one of the new stars of the Broncos defense. He's an outside linebacker. He's leading the team in sacks. He's like going to the Pro Bowl. He had a huge year, and fans are calling him Casa Bonito. Yeah, I think that's really fun.
So are you saying we're going for a Super Bowl win? Like our fourth?
I mean, that's a little. I think that's. I mean,
okay.
It's wishful thinking.
Stepping over. Okay.
It's a little bit premature.
Casa Bonito is in.
I think he's a great player, and we're going to hear a lot about him.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Those were
your ins. Okay.
Yeah. When do one of you two go?
Well, in classic green and white license plates. They're back. I'm sorry. I can't say I can take credit for this idea. Jonathan Shikes at the Denver Post, former guest of ours, wrote a nice little piece about how those are the quintessential Denver license plate. And my out was black license plates because I think that those were overplayed this year, overhyped. And I think if we're going real Denver style, I think the classic green and white license plate will be back.
That's actually so true. When my mom came to visit from Kansas, she was like, what is this black license plate? And I was like, it's a new thing for the like minimalist people. And she was like, the whole cool thing about Colorado is the mountain license plates.
See, Vivian knows what's going on.
She knew, and she doesn't even live here. So
it is iconic. I mean, it is like
iconic.
The most iconic plate we have. I still think the black and white ones are very cool. I also like the blue ones. I saw someone had a blue some kind of electric vehicle, and they had the blue license plates, and they had a custom plate, BLCPHR, and I just thought, that's great. That's someone having fun.
Lucifer.
That's a Denver thing.
Wait, what's the blue plate though? Is it for something?
EVs.
Oh, it's for the EV ones.
You can get them the same way you can get the black plates. You can get red ones too.
If I was gonna get a Colorado plate, I still have Kansas plates. I would get the Stegosaurus plate because that's sick.
I saw one of those the other day. They're
the
very
dinosaur
cute.
plate. I love that.
Yeah. I think I'd go classic if I don't already have a classic. I'm not even sure what I have.
I think you do.
I think I do too.
Bree Davies' license plate number is
AM. Just kidding. Okay, this one I'm going to do the out first because it'll make the in make more sense. Out, 16th Street Mall renovation boondoggle. We're turning away from this. We're not talking about it anymore. We're letting it be because the new boondoggle that's back, it's an old boondoggle. But the DIA construction of Great Hall project, the boondoggle is back, baby. There was a whole piece in Axios about how the auditor audited the Great Hall project and said that it is still being mismanaged, and there's some issues around traveler safety with this construction project. So
Wait, what's the Great Hall at DIA?
Yeah, give people some background on this. This was a whole thing, but
it's
some
a
people might not know.
Massive renovation of the area where like security is. They've been how long? I don't even know how long they've been working on this. At least probably 5 years.
Yeah.
It was a big former Mayor Hancock project.
And there was a lot of criticism for it taking a long time and costing a ton of money, as a boondoggle would do. But it was sort of seemed to be back on track. And now I guess it's back to not being back on track. So DIA construction boondoggle, it's in. 16th Street Mall boondoggle is out.
I do love the Great Hall. All the news about prolonged construction at the airport, like it's constant. And I think it's great. And at the same time, every time I'm at the airport, I'm happy. I think the airport works great and the new security system is good. Apparently the East Security is going to be ready this year. The DIA living its best life. Great airport.
It's like Colorado, constantly under construction, still doing great, you know? I guess my other in would be, this is more of a hope, but good looking housing. I want to will this into existence. I think the Populous building was so interesting, and I think it gave us hope for better architecture, that I'm really hoping that we can see that in more residential buildings. Because there's long been this complaint about New Denver that the construction is just ugly. So what if we just made it better? What if they were just designed cooler, the way that other architectures of different decades have done? So I'm looking to the Populous as a sign that our architecture is going to get better. Good architecture in. Well, I'll save the rest of my outs for when we do outs. But Olivia, do you want to do your ins?
Yes. All right. My first in, being a regular somewhere. I want to be a regular. I want to go in and have them know me and me know them, and I just want that sense of like, you know, being a regular. That's
community. Being in your community, meeting your people. Yeah. Getting to know other people.
My local
being a regular.
Chipotle, they know me.
Yeah. Be a regular at your local Domino's.
They're buds.
I don't know. Yeah. But
rock stars. The Jersey Mike's crew. I've shouted them out on South Colorado. My guys.
Jersey Mike's. Anyway, be a regular somewhere. Anywhere. Just go and do it.
Restaurant, bar, library, whatever.
Love it.
Bree, have you ever been a regular? You must have places like this.
I'm sure. I'm trying to remember where. I mean, Jay's Noodles were regulars. The family, we know the family that runs it. Torres were definitely regulars at Torres. Gosh, where else? Kokoro, definitely regulars.
I used to be a regular at a coffee shop near me when I was a reporter. I would go work there. But I haven't been there in a while, and now I have different colored hair and I look different, and I'm scared to go back because they won't know who I am anymore.
You'll go back, you'll be an irregular.
I know, and it's going to hurt my feelings. So, but anyway, being a regular somewhere, it's in for 2025. Okay, another one. This is just something I really want to happen. I want it to be in for more like people and artists to do that thing where they leave stuff around the city for people to find. Like where they hide
like scavenger hunt.
Yeah, where they hide little pieces of art. Like I know the city does it with the they make a little big blue bear.
Mm-hmm.
But I know other artists will leave a little piece of art somewhere and post it on their Instagram and be like, go find it. I want more of that in 2025. I want to find something. I love finding stuff. And I want to, find a piece of local art somewhere in the wild. That would give me just the high of a lifetime to find that. I think that's so fun.
I'll drop a little Easter egg here for CityCast listeners. I just got a new stash of stickers. We haven't had new CityCast stickers in a while, and I'm planning on dropping them off at local businesses. So maybe if you see them, definitely grab one, stick it on your water bottle or whatever, but snap a pic.
Tag us on Instagram.
Tag us on Instagram.
Yes, we'll post it on our story. Okay, another in... This one's kind of stupid, but I thought my prediction for an in is there's going to be a new undiscovered way to ingest nicotine that looks stupid, but we're going to gaslight ourselves into thinking it's cool.
And I like my nicotine gas mask.
Yeah, there's gonna be something stupid because
Stick it right up your nose.
Yeah, I mean, like vapes. I notoriously call them binkies. So I think that we'll
I call
have
it
some.
sucking on a battery. Yeah.
Yeah, you got your binky. So there's gonna be something new this year, a new cool way to ingest it, and it like objectively looks stupid, but we're all gonna be like, no, like it's cool, and it's gonna happen this year, and we can't even comprehend what it is yet.
We see Chalamet sticking one of these things up his nose. Everyone's going to be doing it.
It's going to be
walking
so
around with the thing stuck
in.
up your nose.
It's going to be so in.
Maybe like the Dune mask
That's what
that
I was
he
just
wears
thinking.
with the yeah, there it is.
The Dune mask.
So
Throw on your Dune
vape.
mask.
Yep. So that's my prediction
Someone's
for
getting
what's
their
in.
nicotine fix.
Yep.
Good prediction.
Yep. So those are my ends.
Okay.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
All right, now outs. Things that are out, no longer cool, no longer happening in Denver. Paul, what are your outs?
All right, I guess the only what's out in 2025 that I really want to talk about is tipping. Not that you should stop tipping. I'm obviously not going to tell you what to do. Do whatever you can or can think to do when that iPad gets turned in your direction. I know my heart rate goes up and I freak out and scramble and figure something out. But I just think with the minimum wage going up again and restaurants already, having it tough after the pandemic, that we're only going to see more of these places turning towards the service fee model that's been growing in popularity. I mean, in fits and starts, the servers hate it typically.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
think
it's
that's
also
gonna
just
be more
confusing.
popular.
I think it's confusing for customers too because it isn't uniform yet. So maybe there's a uniformity coming.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to the mayor about this. He seemed interested in service fees, but then I've been talking to some other people in the industry who have been working with him on it, and now I'm like, I hear that the mayor is not so interested on working on this. So I don't know. We might have to talk to him about this the next time he's on the show.
Olivia, do you want to do your outs?
Yeah. This first one might be controversial, but I do believe this with my heart. Pop-ups are out.
Yeah,
pop-ups are out.
You're listening to Patty Calhoun yesterday going off on the downtown pop-ups.
I'm sorry, but I agree with her. Pop-ups are so out. I actually had this written down before she had that conversation, and I felt very like vindicated by her talking about that. But like,
there you go.
I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of there's just so many, and they're here for 3 seconds and they're gone. And it just feels
it's very
so
hype beasty. Yeah.
It feels so drive-by, and I'm tired of it. And like I said, on my being a regular somewhere, you can't be a regular at a pop-up.
Yeah,
so,
the temporariness is annoying.
I think they're out. I think they serve their purpose, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is so cool, pop-ups." But I think we're over them. That's my prediction. Anyway.
I also think that there's enough empty retail space that landlords maybe just need to start dropping rents so that we can have some full-time places in these spaces instead of just empty storefronts. I'm with you. More permanence. I'd love some
more permanence.
This is one to watch. I was talking to Molly Martin and Jake Brown on our food year in review show in December. This was a prediction that they both shared. They said more pop-ups we can expect.
Interesting.
Apparently chefs are interested in this now because the startup costs of a restaurant, of a brick and mortar, is so high that they've been seeing more of our local chefs, not like huge names, not the tippy top higher upper echelon, but some, rising stars who are getting into this more. Manny Barea, Michael Diaz de Leon, formerly of Bruto, Manny Barea of Top Chef fame.
I definitely see the business appeal of a pop-up.
But for a customer,
as a consumer, I think I'm
or
done.
like having to chase the pop-up because it goes to different places and having to like search through someone's Instagram to figure out where they are because you had a really good sandwich and now you can't find them. Like,
make a website. Sorry, I sound like a boomer, but Jesus.
Something more static.
Where do I find it on the internet?
Oh God.
Like, not Instagram. Someone's
it's-
real. Went away.
We all work on our events calendar, and like tracking down information for things can be really hard. And
God,
to
I
me,
hate
that
when it's just an
seems-
Instagram reel.
Yeah.
Like, give me something permanent. Anyway, that's what I think. Drag
Okay.
me if you must. Number 2, out.
Denver at citycast.fm is the place to send complaints about Olivia's outs. Go on.
Be nice to me. I have issues. All right. Another one that is out for 2025. Public officials on Twitter.
Oh. Is this a hope? A dream?
This is
Because I enjoy it.
This is a recommendation. We've just
This has long been a recommendation, but I agree with you. Let's make it more real.
we've seen. I mean,
We've seen some real bad looks.
some people have just face planted recently on Twitter or whatever it's called now, and it's hard to watch. I mean, it's funny and I love it, and I love going to see when somebody's account is deactivated. But like, I'm like, come on, like you've actually got something you're supposed to be doing right now.
That's the
And-
thing that I'm like, how do you have all this time?
I mean, I know it's not like you're not on the clock 24 hours. Like I get it, but also it's like you're tweeting in your professional capacity, and then you're just you're getting canceled, and it's like kind of embarrassing. I don't know. So it's more of a recommendation to be out in 2025. It's like maybe send that tweet to your mom first and let her
see
proof
how
it.
it goes.
Let her
Yeah.
proof it and see if she thinks you should tweet it. Because if she
I'm with
doesn't think so, maybe you shouldn't. So that's just a thought. Just a thought
like
for
it.
2025.
I like it. What are you still doing on Twitter anyway? But yeah,
You should be lurking like me,
yeah, I lurk.
just watching everyone.
Never post.
Anyway, next one goes along with what you guys were saying. In 2025, it is out to keep shitting on DIA.
Hey, there we go.
I come from the land of the Midwest where recently they renovated the Kansas City airport, and it is extremely nice now. However, up until I was like 22, it was extremely not nice. It sucked. And there was nothing in there. There were like a couple restaurants that were never open. There were like birds flying around in the ceiling. It was just like a mess. It sucked and it was weird. And so I came to Denver, and I went to the Denver airport, and I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. It's like there's stuff to do here. There are shops and there are restaurants that are open. I can get a drink. I can get a meal. I can sit here and like not feel uncomfortable. There's places to plug in my phone. Like it's crazy. It was built in this millennium. Like it's wild. And everybody shits on it. And I don't appreciate that because I think it's fine. I don't think an airport has to be amazing. I don't think it has to be like, you know, the most luxury building you've ever been in, but I think it serves its purpose. I think it does a good job. I think security is fast, like most of the time. You know, I think the main problem with it is the stupid trains. And they need to figure that out. You know, the whole like train that takes you to the different concourses. That seems dumb to me.
But you're saying overall, we're not talking bad about DIA.
Stop talking
this year.
crap on
Okay.
DIA because it's much better than a lot
Talking
of
crap
airports.
about DIA is out. Okay.
It's
Cool.
out.
Love this take, Olivia. Totally agree. The
Don't agree,
bathrooms in Concourse A that have the big window walls now.
Ugh.
Oh, I love it. It's so nice.
It's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff in that airport. And there's
Topo
lizard
Designs
people,
has a kiosk.
lizard
go look at
people
the
underneath
bags.
it. So it's cool.
Okay.
Anyway, okay, my last one that is out in 2025, the cop robot dog that
was in the
DPD
Parade of
has now.
Lights.
Yeah,
Mhm.
DPD now has a cop robot dog, and it is out.
Yeah.
I've seen enough. I've seen it for like 2 seconds, and I'm over it. He's out. So
I've
I want
never
to see it
wanted
in
to.
action.
I saw it in the parade.
What do you mean in action? Like,
He's supposed to like chase people
what is-
down.
yeah, what does it do?
I thought it was like a bomb sniffer, or like it would.
How does it sniff?
That's a good point. I don't know how it was.
I don't-
You know. I don't know.
I've
I
never
do.
wanted
I'm
to
looking
kick
it
a
up.
dog, but I want to kick the robot.
I think he's
the
out.
police robot dog.
I've seen enough. They previewed him, and I'm done. So
Okay.
he's out.
In certain situations, we'll use it in tactical settings to go in after a search warrant, it has two-way. They'll send it in with cameras and stuff.
So he's a narc dog.
So it's like a drone.
Oh,
A
a
dog
drone with
shaped
legs.
Four-legged drone.
It's creepy.
Police
And I don't
state
like that they're calling it a
stuff.
dog.
Terrifying. Yeah.
Maybe that's the weird part, that they're
It's
calling it a
because
dog.
they're like, you know what? People in Denver love dogs. So we're going to call our little robot surveillance thing a dog, and then people are going to like it.
Ugh.
He's out. Canceled. Nope.
Yuck.
Anyway, that's my last out.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start my outs with overpriced mocktails.
Yeah.
The pendulum has swung very far.
Yeah.
So 18 and a half years ago, when I first quit drinking, there weren't a lot of options. It was like club soda, tonic water, Coke, if you're lucky. Breweries generally had nothing. Now we're in this place where mocktails are beautiful and elaborate and have bitters and herbs, and they're delicious, but they're $18. And I think overpriced mocktails are kind of a ripoff. And I'd love for us to find a happy medium where we have nice non-alcoholic drinks that don't cost an arm and a leg.
If you see on a menu, what's the thing that gets you excited?
Honestly, if there's a mocktail menu at all, I think if there's more than one or two options, I get really excited because it means that they've really thought it through.
Mm-hmm.
If there's two or three options that aren't just like kombucha or drip coffee or something, I love that. I think it's like such a sign that like they're thinking about the other non-drinkers wanting to be social. Like I went to a new bar recently that I really liked, but we had to like alter the drink. We had to ask for alterations to the drinks to get them non-alcoholic because I was willing to pay for a drink, but they had no non-alcoholic options. And I was like, this seems a little odd. But I've just found that when a lot of restaurants have them, which is great, they're just too expensive.
Yeah.
My next out is Casa Bonita's reservation system.
Yeah.
It sucks. It really sucks. It doesn't really, when you're 47,000th in line, it just doesn't feel like it's a real reality. I don't know what the solution is, but this ain't it. And I feel like it's just equally frustrating for most folks. But Casa Bonita reservation system, out.
I hear that. I don't know. They're still figuring it out. Maybe they'll have something new this year. I just want my founder's card at this point. They promised me a physical card. And where is it, Matt and Trey?
Mine's probably at my old apartment. Whoever lives in my old apartment's probably using it.
Just running around like that's a black Amex, just flashing that thing everywhere. So I guess my last one is immersive experiences.
Oh my God.
burned
Brie, I was going to put
out.
this. It's so controversial, but I agree.
Just go to a concert. Just like maybe
I don't like
enjoy.
concerts.
Just enjoy a
Maybe you don't like
2D
immersion,
experience.
Maybe
I love
immersion is out
immersive
for you.
experiences.
I'm burnt out on them. They're not I don't know.
Me
I
too.
think they're overdone, and I want to see. I don't know.
I'm so glad you said this because I was thinking the same thing, and then I was like, I'm gonna get burnt alive if I say this. I'm so happy you said this.
I mean, I love an immersive experience. I love Casa Bonita. I love Meowth. I love the artistry, and I love Spectra Art Space. I like the DIY versions of these things that have been in play for decades before it became really popular. But I gotta say, we gotta try something new. What's the next phase or the next level for art? I'm so curious to know what it is, but I think
we're at the point where it's like they're like, hey guys, who wants to play life-size Monopoly?
Oh,
And
I think that's where where it's gotten oversaturated. Where I'm like,
I literally would rather do anything else.
Or I would just like a nice place with a cool atmosphere to hang out. I don't need to be playing life-size Monopoly. And this is not to say the immersive experiences we have here aren't incredible. I love them all, but I'd love to see the next iteration of art be something different. What's our next phase for art?
I want a dissociative art experience. The opposite of immersive.
This is where psychedelic assisted therapy comes in.
I might need it.
Well, that's it.
That's what's in and out.
We'll follow up at the end of the year and see how these things played out. I'd be interested to see. Well, Paul, Olivia, thanks for joining me.
See you later.
See you next time.
That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed this show, why not take a minute to tell my brother Evan happy 40th birthday? Rate the show wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to our morning newsletter and learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm. If you love the show, come see us in person at Heyday, an indoor fair with urban flair on Saturday, March 8th. Get your tickets now at heydaydenver.com. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. See ya! Today is Wednesday, January 8th. My Slack is still on.